This video is going to address common mistakes that happen with pulling cylinders for beginners. As you can see, I've already centered the piece, I've already opened it, I've already widened it, and I've compressed the base. So I'm up to pulling, and now I'm going to put my wheel speed on half. And like I spoke about in class, I would advise you to take your foot off of the pedal so you're not fluctuating your wheel speed as you're throwing. All right, so again, I'm gonna get this into a nicer form. I'm gonna put my hands on the inside, sponge on the outside, and just push and move up as I go. So creating a nice straight wall to be able to begin throwing. All right, so I mentioned in the last video that one of the common mistakes is that students will indent and pull at the same time, not looking at this as two separate steps. So when you tend to do this, or when people tend to do this, they will indent and push in as they go. So I'm pushing in and pulling up as I go. So what's happening is I'm starting to form this sort of cooling tower shape, right? And it seems to be getting taller, which is good, but it's also kind of forming a twisting within here. So I'm gonna keep doing this, see what happens. So I'm gonna indent, and as I'm doing this, I'm pushing in and pulling up at the same time, and it just keeps getting narrower. All right, I'll push my hand all the way in. All right, and that's usually what's gonna happen. I'm gonna have a ripping that's gonna happen down here because I'm forcing the clay inward and upward at the same time. This is gonna eventually always rip and always cause a weakness in one area, and usually will just not end up working whatsoever. So I'm gonna clean this off. And I'm going to take another piece of clay. And I'm going to center this really quick for just the video purposes. And opening. Widening and compressing. So again, I'm going to improve this shape. All right. Another common mistake, pulling too quickly. All right. So I'm going to do a pull as I normally would. I'm going to indent, pause, and now I'm going to lift that clay up that's right above my outside fingers. And slow off the rim and compress the rim, 2 fingers. All right. Now again, we can see concentric circles on the form. So I'm going to do one more pull how I normally would. And I'm going to count. I'm going to indent. Now I'm going to start pulling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. About a count of 17 until I got to the top of the cylinder. What is a common mistake is students, once they indent, will pull this quickly. And then they will do this again. Now this may look neat, but it will eventually rip. So, because I pulled too quickly, I developed a spiraling on that clay wall. That is telling me I am pulling too fast for the speed my wheel is going. So always remember to try and count in your head at least 10 per pull, so you know you're pulling at a good speed, and make sure that you are using the pulling by doing an indentation, pausing, and then lifting.